Hello to all the viewers joined with us today for this session in iTV. Today we'll be talking about the module evolution of STGP, which is the Software Development Group Project module that second years take at IIT. And joining with me here today is Mr. Bhanuka Athuralia, visiting lecturer of IIT, module leader of STGP, and final year project supervisor at IIT, alumni of IIT, and also the managing director of Andrew Dollar Network Private Limited. Hello, sir.
Hi, Noor.
So, starting off our session, as the module leader of STGP, would you be able to explain to our viewers about how this module works?
Yeah, so the SDGP module is the long form of the name SDGP is Software Development Group Project. So this is a core module that is offered to our students in the second year. So basically the expectation here for the students is to come up with an innovative solution for a real world problem, right? So the expertise of our module team is to bring out solutions to real world problems, and the challenges with the number of students that we have in different batches. Our aim is to try to identify potential ideas that can not only be implemented within the scope of the project, but also to be implemented in real world. So we are trying our best with the SDGP module now to break barriers of the module and even take it forward to investor stages, as well as taking part in so many competitions and so many other extra things where students get the exposure for all of those things. I think overall SDGP has become an experience in second year for something that a lot of students should be a part of.
All right, thank you so much for that detailed explanation on STGP. So moving from this, right, as a second year student and for their overall development as an undergraduate, how important is STGP?
Yeah, so throughout STGP now, what we focus on solving that real world problem. In that process, we are going through the entire software development life cycle. So SDGP is the place where you get to practically apply whatever you learn in previous years. You can practically apply to a real world project, something that no one has ever done before, right? You're coming up with an innovative solution to solve a real world pain point. And that gives you confidence to build something amazing and also, take it forward to, solve something, right? So there you get to take part in competitions, network with people, right? Go meet investors, and on top of that, learn things that are not even in your scope sometimes. Like for an example, a software engineering student or computer science student might not necessarily have an opportunity to learn any sort of business principles or practices throughout the degree. But through SDGP, we give them that opportunity. For teams who are going for such competitions, we give extra mentoring, extra sessions to help them get ready for those things, because those things really help them take their project forward after the module. Now, the module actually wrapped up somewhere around April or May, but now it's almost July, and some teams are still working on the ideas, and that's great, right? And some teams, I know, they are in the process of registering their business, right? Their concept. They are looking at how to patent their idea, right? How to take the next step of their development process, or how to run pilot programs with what they have. They are reaching out to different companies to see how they can partner up with their project, right? And we have so many success stories in various competitions and all of that came from this, right? Because it's not only a module now. We want to make it an experience, like I said earlier, something that students will have. They can work with passion to bring out something worthwhile to the world and help the economy in Sri Lanka as well.
Right. It's honestly great to know how significant it is in a student's growth at the end of the day. So moving on from that, how would you advise a second year student on selecting the ideas for SDGP, as that is one of the most crucial aspects when it comes to the overall project in itself, right?
Yes. As a student who has gone through SDGP, I think a couple of years back, I think you remember the constant mentoring sessions that we had, right? With SDGP, the most important part is that mentoring that the module team brings into the table. It's not just me. There's a big team of lecturers that are putting, making this module successful and getting the mentoring that is required to ensure that even sometimes it can be a very basic idea, right? But if you put in enough thought, effort, and if you do if you go through the right channels and do a proper market survey, understand the market, understand the problem, the requirement, sometimes you might be able to come up with a great solution out of there, right?
Yeah.
So some of these solutions, if you look at now, last year we had 250 plus projects, and all unique projects, nothing that was like each other. There were different combinations that were there in these projects, and next year I'm expecting even more projects to come in from SDGP, and our goal is to help the student in that process through that mentoring, identify what's good, what's not good, and that definitely comes through the module. That's why we have the classes and we have constant sessions, right? And there's a specialized method that we use in this module to teach this. This is unlike any other module. The teaching style, the teaching method that we use is it's like we are using different methods to ensure that the student has a fun time doing this innovation, right? So we want the student to feel that passion and build it because they are passionate about that idea. And that's the message I want to take across to students who want to, who are planning to come for the SDGP module in future. They have to be passionate about that and come forward, and I'm sure they will do a great project.
Right, that's some excellent advice from you, sir. Would you be able to give us a few examples of some successful SDGP ideas?
Yeah, so I'll just take some of the ideas from last year, but I've been running this for the past 6 years, and there have been so many great projects that have won so many competitions, and even research some of the research level projects that have been published as research papers and all of that. But I'll just mention some of the projects from last year, just the noteworthy ones that won a couple of competitions, right? We had, like I said earlier, we had 250 plus projects in all sorts of domains. It's all different kinds of things based on the students' creativity they are coming up with, from apps for children to apps for for you when you're going in the bus, something to do, or for human elephant conflict, or real world pain points, right? App for fishermen to use, right? That's one of the projects that went forward in one of the competitions, right? So there were various projects like that, even something as simple as attendance management system, completely reimagined, right, from the ground up, built for specific use cases, right? Such projects, they are not basic, attendance management system projects.
Right.
If you look at the project, you will understand that if you look at it, it's much more than that kind of management system. Right, the attention to detail the students put in. So whoever is going to go through this module should come with that, that attitude and that passion that I'm going to do something groundbreaking, because that is the most important thing that will help you succeed.
That's great to hear those ideas, and I hope even the viewers who are watching it actually motivates them to do something similar to that. So moving on, if you go to the SDGP module in general, it's for 1 year time long, right? The time frame is 1 year. So how would you advise students on the time frame, how they should basically break it down for them, how they should split the different tasks into for the potential 1 year?
Yeah. So with the 1 year time period at the start of the project itself, we have very specific criteria, timeline and deadlines for this module that is set, and that is all communicated in the first couple of sessions. And we have the work culture that we have in this module. It's about getting work done, right, rather than talking about it. It's mostly you can pitch something, but it has to be feasible, right? We look at that time frame of 1 year and see whether this student is capable of it. But sometimes when we talk to a student with years of experience, now we understand sometimes the student says that he can't do it, right? But we can see when talking to him that he has that passion for it.
Right.
Maybe little part is missing. So we guide that student on how to, not face that, roadblock, how to go beyond it, right? So we give them extra guidance sessions. Sometimes we connect them with industry professionals, or we have a lot of talented staff at IIT, a lot of supervisors who are supporting us with the module because of the large number. But it's great to see everyone coming together to support this initiative, because what we want to do is we want to come up with these great innovations, because we have a lot of talented students at IIT, right? We want to give them a platform to come up with something amazing, something that they can be proud of, not tomorrow, even in another 10 years when they look back, wow, my SDGP project, I can still remember it helped these people. Right? We want to try to identify such pain points and help students come out of it, come up with solutions. And also throughout this year, they are going to learn, like I said, in this timeline, not just developing the MVP that they are supposed to build for this. They are going to learn the entire software development life cycle. We do so many extra lectures, sessions, and industry sessions as well. We get industry professionals. We have company visits that are arranged by the module team sometimes, right? And so many other opportunities, like taking part in competitions, networking, right? So it's a whole experience, like I said before. So it's the student's interest and passion that will decide whether they are going to make use of it or not. Right? At the end of the day, when we are working with large numbers, the student's interest is extremely important. If the student, no matter how hard we work, if the student doesn't put in that, we are putting in 50%. The student has to put in the other 50%. So in that year, they need to bring that in, right? So because you can't clap with one hand, you need both hands. So just like that, our only expectation from the student is that they give in their 100%. So that we give, they give their 50%, we bring our 50%, that becomes 100%, and we can do a great project.
Right. So from the very beginning, you just need to, put your full energy into it and give in your 100% basically. All right. So when it comes to SCGP, right, what is like the most common mistakes you see students make, and the challenges that usually come up within the students, and how do you think they should overcome this?
Yeah. I think one of the most common mistakes that I see a lot of students doing is they are trying to identify project ideas sometimes that are out of their scope, like out of their leagues. Basically, the feasibility is not really practical for a 1-year project. Sometimes they identify certain hardware that they have to use that is hard to reach. Like once we had a project where students were working on a brainwave analysis system. This was like 4 or 5 years back, but they had to literally import that for the project from abroad. That was big investment, right? But that team insisted on doing it, so they got it done at the end of the day. But there was a big time frame where they couldn't get it, like because it was stuck in customs and a lot of other problems were going on. So towards the latter part of the project only they got it, and they didn't have enough time to actually end up testing the prototype and do all of that. So even though they invested a huge amount, they couldn't get the exact return that they were expecting out of it because they didn't have enough time to do it. Right? So those are some mistakes that they need to avoid, and always remember that because software development group project, right? This is a group effort. Even the module team is working as a group. I always emphasize this in my lectures, right? It's very important that you understand each other in your team. It doesn't matter who's in your team, right? The most important thing is that you work with who you have. You can always complain about him or her. When you walk into the industry, my only thing is, right, when you walk into the industry, you don't know who you're going to work with, right? You have to have that right mindset and that attitude. I don't mind who's in my team. I'm going to give my 100%. I know my objectives. I'm going to get this done. That is the attitude and the mindset that we need for students to succeed, right? They have to have that passion and drive. Even if one student gets sick or something, that can happen, right? So you need to fill that void rather than saying, okay, he didn't do his part, right? Those are things that they need to understand before they come. Those are things that you go through in the industry as well, right? And we teach the students project management principles and how to manage all these situations as well. But at the end of the day, it's the student's job. It's not just theory that will work, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the theory. We bring theory into practice here. We are doing practical projects, right? We can envision huge ideas, but at the end of the day, if your prototype is not working, there's no point.
Right, yeah.
So always pick something that you can do, always work with your team and bring your A game, and you got it.
Thank you so much for those valuable tips, sir. Also, as a second year student who is doing STGP, what are the essential skills that you expect them to learn throughout this module?
Yeah, so we mainly, because this is targeted at software engineering and computer science students, we mainly expect our students to get thorough fundamental knowledge on programming principles.
Right.
Those are modules that are taught in previous years, but we bring different technologies, different frameworks, libraries together and get these guys exposure to that, right? In any given year, we don't have criteria saying you must use React to develop this or Flutter to develop this or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? We give them the opportunity. You select whether it's React or Flutter or whatever you want to use. You are free to use it. You are always free to select everything. It's just that you have to tell us why. Why React? Why Flutter? Through that, the student learns so many things. So they go and search on React, they search on Flutter. Indirectly, they are learning about both of it.
Right.
They are learning about the libraries, right? So these principles automatically make them better developers. Okay. And also doing the work on their own, right? How to come over obstacles. Those are also things that they learn in this module. How to work with a team that has issues. Right? Those are also problems that are there, but only when required. As the module team, we step in, but we try our best to give the students the opportunity to, fix whatever problem that is there. But if it is not working, if there's a major issue, we step in and try to help. But our advice is try to learn teamwork, try to learn your fundamentals, because that's important for you to get a job.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good your project is, how much marks you got. At the end of the day, the job interview, if you don't know how to answer the questions, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what competition you win, right? So the most important thing is that you put in time, effort and energy to do those things, right? So the reason, the SDGP module team has been able to bring this to this stage is because most of the lecturers who are teaching, most of them are visiting lecturers, including myself. We are people like alumni from IIT who have gone through this experience, done projects not for the sake of doing the project, but taking it forward, taking part in various competitions, not only in Sri Lanka but abroad, right? And the support that IIT has been giving us from the start for those things, even now they provide so much of support. So the students should know how to earn that. Right? It's not given to anyone. You have to earn it, right? So IIT is a paradise where they will help you with those things. It's just that you have to bring in your A game to get that.
All right. Also, sir, as you mentioned, you did mention that students are given the freedom of choosing different technologies like React, Flutter. So, like even when it comes to tools, right? They have the freedom of choice. So, even the different platforms they use to implement their projects, is there any advice you would give them when making this particular choice?
Yeah, we do a lot of mentoring sessions, a lot of guidance sessions with the teams, and we have one-to-one meetings with each and every team. Once in 2 weeks we meet each and every team. Cycle around, we give them the opportunity to meet each and every lecturer who's in the module. There's a different process that we use in this module. Unlike other modules, we have a different process of running this because this is a much more complicated operation with the number of students. But we try our best to give the students the opportunity and the freedom to bring in their creativity also, because we value that, we respect that about the student, right? Because we believe in our students, we believe in the effort that they bring in, so we want to give them that chance, right? If we don't want to restrict them by building blocks around what they are doing at the start, we tell them, okay, you're free, speak what's in your mind and let's see what we can come up with. You come up with the requirements, let's discuss after that, right? So we give them that freedom and flexibility to build something they like. In return, they are going to build something amazing because of that.
True.
Right? Yeah. So that's the mindset that we have, and the entire module team behind me. So with their support and with with all the students that they have, with the students who are passionate, right, about this, about building something awesome that will help out in the real world, we can do some really great projects.
That's great, sir. So as we know that STGP is one of the most crucial modules for a second year student at IIT, but how does STGP complement with the other modules that a student takes in their second year?
Yeah, that's actually a very great question, Nuha, because through STGP you get to really apply the programming principles that you learned in first year or in foundation, to databases that you learned, backend technologies and all of that. You get to try out all of this into your own project, something that no one has done before. That's the most important part, because you're working on something that no one has worked on before, right? You get to be creative. You get to explore these tools and technologies and new languages sometimes based on that requirement, because you don't know what language could be used for what you want to do. That's the thing you're going to identify through these surveys that you do at the start of the project, and through the analysis that you do with experts, right, domain experts. You do interviews and a lot of other stuff that are involved with this module. So in that stage you identify these things and you do something good, right? So that helps you network and improve yourself, and also learn in that process. Learn how to talk to someone, right? Learn how to communicate via email. And also on top of that, let's not forget, how you learn how to write your final year thesis, because the report that you write here is sort of like a mini thesis, right? That way you get to experience the entire report writing process, right? So when you go to final year, it's like a piece of cake, because you already know the structure. Because we give, as the module team, we give constant feedback every single week. Even for a prototype, you get feedback, almost every single week, as long as you book a slot. We have a different method that we use now to run the module. So as long all these instructions are provided to the students, and we always work with the students to make sure that they bring in their A game. We are doing this to help them out, right? That's the most important thing that they have to understand. We are doing this to give back to them. That's why a bunch of visiting lecturers are coming to deliver this. This is an exceptional experience that they get to go through, and I want the students who are going to come into the class to take that from us, get the 100% from us, because we are giving in 100%. We are giving in 200% actually. We want the students also to absorb that, right? And this is the only project that they can work year long, right? And they are free to do anything that they want, anything meaningful that falls into the project criteria that is very clearly specified at the start, right? And they have a mentor, they have a supervisor as well. If something goes wrong, there's someone to always help you, right? So that's the most important thing the student has to identify and learn how to use those real world, whatever they learned in the modules, the theory, how do they bring it into practice, right? And take part in competitions and show that you have built more than a coursework, right? So that's why I'm saying that SDGP is an experience.
For sure. Also, like you said, it's great to see how the knowledge you learn through STGP is not just for one domain, but it spreads through all the areas of study. Also, moving on from this particular topic, so we know that it is mandatory for IIT students in their third year to have an internship. So how does STGP help in them gaining their potential internships?
Yes. So that's also another very important question, because with STGP, this is the only opportunity you get to actually go ahead and pitch something that is unique to yourself and your team. Whereas all the other courseworks, most of the other courseworks are things that other people have also done. Everyone in the batch has done it.
Right.
But your project is unique to 4, 5, 6 people maximum, right? So that way when you go for the interview, most of the time, from the feedback that I've heard from students and all of that, 99.9% of the time you're questioned on your SDGP project.
Right.
Because even the companies now know that SDGP is the only unique, the main unique project that these guys have. And questioning on that they know that this is a year-long module. They know that the process of this module, what these students learn, and through this experience, they can question anything on the software development life cycle to identify whether this is a suitable candidate. Right?
Yeah.
So some of the students, actually most of the students who got great internships last time, after the interviews when they called me, that's what they said. This project really helped me. We didn't believe that it would help us this much. Right? If you think I'm lying, you're free to talk to anyone who's in internship right now.
For
right?
sure, yeah.
You can talk to anyone in final year and see whether that is true or not. Right? And that in order to go through that experience, you have to do it properly. There's no point of blaming this and that. It's about how you bring in that positive attitude to get it done. A lot of people can make excuses.
For sure.
Right? It's about the people who overcome the excuses and deliver something great that is important.
All right. As we're talking about how potentially it allows students to gain incredible internship opportunities, I would also like to know how would STGP give students an opportunity outside of IIT? What are the different opportunities that they would have?
Yes. Now, when it comes to that, last year we gave our students a lot of freedom when it came to the idea selection process, because we wanted to solve more and more real world problems. And that's the main focus going forward, because we see the current economy in Sri Lanka. And I personally believe one of the only ways we can rebuild this economy is by producing more and more startups. And we want to be a small part in that journey by helping, because we have great talent in Sri Lanka in IIT. We want to help our students come up with that the next big startup idea, right? So through SDGP, we are trying to build that and help students come up with that, right? And also through that, we are helping them go for competitions, right? And present their ideas to the judges and get feedback and constantly improve it, right? And we have had some great success stories, like I'll just name a couple of such important victories some students had. So the code sprint finals was won by a SDGP project from last year. Second runners up was from SDGP. There were two other teams that were in the finals from SDGP. Then on top of that, the Dialogue Innovation Challenge that is telecasted on TV these days, we have two finalists from SDGP, right? And then other competitions, there are a lot of competitions that our students took part in, like Imagine Cup, right? And Hack Cakes and so many other competitions that I can't even remember right now. Lot of competitions that our students took part in, and also another important international competition called the Hult Prize. It's a very prestigious competition. Out of 30,000 applicants, one of our SDGP teams came into the top 300. Now they are in the semi-final round. After that, they have to move to the final stage. So these are big achievements, because these are all second year students who are doing this, doing the impossible, right? Initially, most of these teams don't even believe that they have what it takes to go there, right? But we have a different approach that we use to encourage and motivate our students to help them understand the potential sometimes they don't even see in themselves, right? It's very important it's very important to all of us who's conducting the module. It's all important to everyone at IIT that we help out our students, because IIT is like that. IIT is the platform. They are helping us, right? So my advice, there are so much of opportunities, networking opportunities, competitions, and various other things in the outside world right now. Please look into those things and take part, right? Because at the end of the day, we can only tell. Doing is up to you, right?
Sure.
We will consult you, we will train you, we will guide you. We are there for that, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we say if you don't do it. So I hope to work with some more great projects and students in the next years as well.
For sure. It's wonderful to hear how STGP would open the doors to our students beyond their academic background. And also, when you were talking, I also noticed that you did mention that it pushes our students to have their own startups. Would you be able to share a few successful stories of where STGP students successfully started their own businesses?
Yeah, so there are a couple of now projects from last year that the students that are trying to launch their businesses. We have, I don't want to specifically name the particular projects because it might hinder the process that they are taking right now, but I can just tell you there are a couple of I had mentoring sessions with some teams who are trying to register their business in Singapore. There's another team that's trying to register their business in Australia with the potential project that they have, right? And likewise, different markets based on the investors that are giving them feedback and all of that. There are some teams who have got opportunities through the final rounds of those competitions. They have got opportunities to pitch to major investors in Sri Lanka, right? These are students who are pitching to real world investors, right? So that's a really big deal. Imagine like last year we had one team who won a merit award at NBQSA. NBQSA is the national best quality software awards in Sri Lanka. So that's like the place to win a award, and they won a merit award while being in second year for their SDGP project, right? Imagine the amount of hard work and effort they had to put in for that. That's just one success story, but there have been many like that in the past, right? Not just that, we have students who have published their research papers and everything as well, right? So I know some teams are already working on their research papers, their findings and all of that. They are trying to give back. Not registering the business is not the only way they can do this, right? I know so many projects that are already deployed on the Google Play Store, right? Of students of IIT, SDGP projects, right? Most of them have separate marketing videos, marketing websites, and it's like ready to go. Like if an investor comes tomorrow and says, okay, here's some money, can you take this product to the market or have a look at some of the ideas? I'm ready to invest. We can give you a list to select because there are such potential ideas in this, right?
Sure.
So if there are any investors who would like to just have a look at some of our students' ideas, I would like to humbly request if you can just have a look at some of our student projects. We are ready to accommodate a session where some students can come and pitch to you, so you can check the quality of their work. And of course, remember, these projects were developed in the span of 1 year. Even though I say 1 year, it's just a couple of months because they had to work on their proposal and all of that. And there are a lot of other courseworks and other extracurricular events like stagecraft and all of that that's coming in between that. So they lose a lot of time for that as well because the second year students only organize these events as well. So they lose considerable amount of time there. But even with all of that going on, without making excuses, some of these students are able to pull it together. So I think they deserve that opportunity.
For sure. It's honestly inspiring hearing those successful stories, and also congratulations to all those STGP groups who've made a massive impact with the different awards that they have gained. Also, coming towards the end of our interview, I would like to ask you, sir, as an alumni of IIT and also the current module leader for STGP, how has STGP evolved from your time to as of what it is right now?
Yeah, so when I'm answering that question, actually I need to mention very specifically one person who has really helped us out in this journey. One person who really believed in me and gave me this opportunity at this very start. That was Mr. Gunadhan Pori, who was the lecturer who was in charge of SDGP when I was a student. Right, and then also on top of that, I definitely have to mention Ms. Naomi Krishnaraja Dean and Dr. Ruwan Veer Singh and all the other supervisors and staff. There's a huge list that I can't go through right now, but everyone, and also definitely my module team members. Right, we have a couple of staff that put in a lot of time, effort, and energy to make this module successful. Right, to bring all these visions to reality. So because we have quite a lot of people in the module, I'm not going to name because I don't want to miss anyone, because we have quite a few members now. So it's just that a lot has changed because the world is evolving right now.
For sure.
Right? The world that we had 10 years ago is not what we have right now. So we have to bring in our A game to stand out from the crowd. The other universities are also producing students who have potential, startup projects. But we are also creating great, student projects that have great potential, and that is shown by the competition wins and all of that and the other extra achievements that they get, right? And these projects are done by second year students who who just get the guidance of the module team and their project supervisor, right? So just imagine if they have a team of talented engineers, what they could do, right? We want to support our students to even take, like I said in the previous question, if they want to register their business, we want to see how we can help them in that path, right? Because we want to build more entrepreneurs. Like, I know the support I got when I wanted to become an entrepreneur from back in the day. While I was a student, I was an entrepreneur. I had my business throughout. I have been doing all the things. Even while I was doing my extracurricular activities, I was, president of the union, president of Toastmasters, and so many other things. Whatever extracurricular activity that was there, as a student, I was there, right? And whatever, even when it came to projects, it was not about getting marks for me. It was about doing a project well, and after that, how do I take this forward from there, right? I didn't stop it from being a coursework. We put in so much of effort to market that particular product. Even my SDGP project, like I said earlier, right? So that kind of attitude you need to have right now as well. Especially it has to be amplified now because there's so much competition. It's not easy to stand out from like 300 projects, right? So you need to put in that extra effort to make sure that, one, the module team realizes your effort, two, the outside world sees your project value. For that, you have to do something extra, right? So, like for an example, I'll just tell you, like one project now, the human-elephant conflict project that I was talking about earlier. That particular team, in the middle of classes, one day they asked for permission to visit Pinnavala, right? So these are students who went out of their way. They went to Pinnavala, they went to Anuradhapura, that was on a Saturday or something. They went by themselves to explore this market, to study that market. They are going to that route, right, to understand. That is important. Here another project, the fishing project. They worked with fishermen. They went to Nigambo, right? They spoke with so many fishermen to understand, okay, what is your thing, right? So likewise, there have been so many other projects. I have so many examples like that of such great projects. I just can't talk of every project because there's so many, right?
Sure.
So if anyone is interested in taking a look at some of these projects, you can reach out via email and I'll be happy to share. And you can reach out to IIT directly and we'll be happy to share some of the projects, because what we want is, we want to help our students take these things forward, at least the ones who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs. We want to create more entrepreneurs. We want to create that entrepreneur mindset in the students who believe that they can be entrepreneurs, right? So it's not only about joining a company. That's not the only victory you can have, right? Sometimes some people will get the best company but might decide, no, this is not my dream, this is not my vision. My dream and vision lies somewhere else. My passion lies somewhere else. So for them, this is that golden ticket, right? So this SDGP module is not a module anymore. I think we have brought it to a level where it's an experience now, right? I think all of my students will agree for that. I hope they agree, because that is the effort that we put in. We put in more effort than we are supposed to make that dream a reality. And IIT is giving us that support to do that. So I want to thank everyone from IIT who's supporting us, everyone who mentioned by name and couldn't mention. Thank you so much for the support to all the academic staff and to all the students who put in your time, effort and energy to produce some amazing projects. Because of your effort only, the module has come to this level, right? So I hope to work with the upcoming first year batch on some really amazing projects as well, and do even better. I know some of the last year projects are already waiting for more competitions to come through to register and take part, right? Because now their MVP is ready. Now they are more focused on real world startup based projects, right? So have an eye out, because I'm pretty sure that some of these teams are going to disrupt this market, and I'm hopeful that, and I give them my blessings and my team's blessings to do a really good job with that and make us proud.
For sure. It's actually fascinating to learn about the evolution of the STGP module and also to know the effort that's gone behind the scenes, like from your team, your module team support, to make sure that STGP is always relevant and it's always up to the industry standards. It's honestly incredible to learn, sir. Also, lastly, any word of advice that you would like to leave the future second years who would be taking up the STGP module?
Yes. So to add to that previous question, I just remembered another thing that we do is we change our learning style and the teaching style and what we do based on the students as well, the number of students that are there, number of teams that are there, and we try to understand their capabilities and their scope, and we change. We don't teach the same stuff every year. It's just the evolution. We are always changing. But the information is always updated,
For sure.
right? Because that is important. That is the most relevant, most up-to-date technologies we are trying to use in these projects. Because we want to teach our students the best-in-class technologies so that will help them with their job. So my biggest advice to you, if you are a student who's planning to come into SDGP next year, right? Please go through your fundamentals, learn your fundamentals, right? Go through your programming principles, watch tutorials, right? Get your fundamental knowledge across really well, because that is extremely important.
For sure.
Without that, it's very difficult for you to carry on with the workload that you will have, because in a limited time we have to build this because of the criteria, right? And we have to deliver it to a standard. There is a standard that we have set, and we want to help students, keep breaking that barrier, keep going forward and making great projects, right? It's important. And also you need to bring your A game, and that attitude is extremely important. That
Sure.
positive attitude. I can do this kind of attitude, right? You can't be like, if you say that I can't, you definitely can't, right? If you have to first believe that you can, and you're going to bring in that A game, right? Through that you're going to go forward. And I'm 100% sure if you bring your 100% to this module, the module team will give our best to help you achieve your goals and your dreams, and that one big idea that might change the entire landscape of Sri Lanka, right? Not only Sri Lanka, some of these ideas are global.
For sure.
Right? Some of the ideas we are now reaching out to potential markets that we can launch these, right? So that's why I would like to say, for anyone who's interested in checking out some of these projects, please do reach out. I'll be happy to share some of this with you all, so that you can just talk to the students directly and see what potential that they have, right? And what investment that you can bring in and help our students out, because they have so much of potential and they are so talented. So I once again take this as an opportunity to appreciate our students who put in so much of great work and effort and energy, right?
For sure.
So like I said before, I hope that you bring your A game, so we will help you take your career forward.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. And we highly appreciate all the advice that you provided us with today, and hopefully the students too. And thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you for the opportunity.
My name is Havindra Gunawardena, and I am a lecturer as well as looking after the industrial placement program at IIT. We are here at an exciting event at IIT, which is the Career Day 2022. Today, students of our degree programs have the opportunity to come meet a range of different organizations in the industries, and they have the opportunity to engage in conversations, walk in interviews, get to know companies, and all the opportunities that are available for them in the industry. This is such a peak and an important part of the degree program. It is in fact the third year placement program, where students get the opportunity to implement all that they've learned in their first 2 years of study in the industry itself. It's an absolutely exciting day for all of us here at IIT, and we look forward to seeing many of our students getting brilliant opportunities in the industry and furthering their careers as they move forward in their personal career objectives and goals.
I'm Tilanka Jayatilaka. I'm the head of HR for IFS Sri Lanka. IIT Career Day is something that our managers and everybody keep looking forward for. We are quite happy with the quality and the standards of the IIT students. Why we say that is because we have quite a number of representation already in the organization. And we've always seen these guys kind of, excelling and doing very well, and they go for higher positions. So today, if you look at some of the great talent that we have in the organization in senior positions are also IIT graduates.
Bhushika Kumarage, and I'm here at Career Day of IIT. We are quite fortunate to have a physical career day because I think last year it was held virtually, and I believe all our batchmates are very much fortunate to have this opportunity to have one-to-one physical meetings with all these prestigious companies. And actually it's not just the career day. Throughout the whole year, IIT has been training us for this positions. This opportunity is really great for us because all the decisions and all the actions we take today are definitely going to affect our internship year, that's next year. So I'm really thankful for IIT for providing this opportunity for us, and also I'm thankful for them for holding this event and also for helping us guide us in our careers.
This year's Career Day again is a great opportunity that exposes students to a wide variety of companies which bring in their expertise and job opportunities which will help students to choose from one of them. And also it allows companies to recruit highly talented students to work for 1 year at their companies. Not only it is for industrial placement, it is also for the fresh graduates. And for fresh graduates, this is a new pathway which will take them to greater heights.
I'm Gerard Ratnam, and I'm from WSO2. Currently I work as technical lead at WSO2. For the undergraduates quality, the way they have learned, the modules they have learned so far, and also the exposure that they have got through the IIT has been really helpful for them for getting to a company like WSO2, because which is WSO2 is a very technical based company. And yeah.
I'm Ashan Leonarchi. I'm a senior project manager at Calci Technologies, and we are looking for fresh talent who are coming out of our IIT. So we recognize IIT as a place which produces a lot of quality talent. So that's why we are here today, and we are looking for software engineers, business analysts, project managers, UI UX designers, pretty much everyone in the spectrum. We being one of the alumni from the IIT, being in both sides of the spectrum, I know how crucial the career day is, because I found my job through the career day itself. So I know how critical it is for these young kids to come into career day, find their dream job. So I think IIT is doing a really good job doing these career fairs and paving opportunity for these young kids to find their dream jobs and land them in the right place.
I'm Amani Yusuf. I'm the current president of the Students' Union of IIT and as well as the secretary of the IEEE student branch of IIT. And I think IIT has played a major part in my life because of bestowing me with the opportunity to lead the Students' Union and as well as the secretary of IEEE. So coming here and just it feels the recognition you get from IIT and from these companies. So IIT has definitely played a major part in my journey so far as an undergraduate and hopefully as an intern soon.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another exciting interview with CuttingEdge 2024. So today we have here with us Liseni Pereira, the Secretary of IEEE Robotics Club, and Shamini Fernando, the Vice Chairperson. So thank you both for joining us today. So Liseni, could you start by telling us a bit about the IEEE Robotics Club and what are their missions?
So IEEE is a global organization, and the Robotics and Automation Society is a professional society that comes under the IEEE global organization. So as for the mission of our society, it's to make a platform for all robotic enthusiasts for them to explore their passion.
That's a great mission, Liseni. So Shamini, is IEEE Robotics exclusive to students who are in the AI and data science degree program and like people with prior knowledge, or do you all encourage beginners to join in?
Actually, we encourage beginners mainly because none of our IT students have much experience in robotics. Even the AI students, I think their degree program does not require use much of the robotics knowledge and automation knowledge. And also in our workshops, in every workshop, we plan on giving them the basic knowledge as when we begin. So actually, we are encouraging more beginners to start on this path so that they can move on from the first step.
It's great that you give a beginner-friendly environment, Shamini. So moving on, could you share some recent achievements or milestones of your club?
Yes, actually, since just like Design said, our society started off this year, and even though we had just begun, we have a big member base, and especially in the membership of Sri Lanka, we are like the second from Sri Lanka with the number of memberships, as well as with our events. We have organized Robot Nexus, which was like the first event organized in IIT that gave hands-on experience to students, like practical experience with one-to-one sessions, as well as the students are required to develop during the session. So that's one of the main goals that we have achieved, and also that was the something that we have been trying within our society.
That's a great achievement, Shamini. So moving on, Liseni, what are some of the key projects or initiatives that IEEE Robotics Club is currently working on?
So we are currently planning Micromaze. That's our next workshop and competition that we're going to have. It's going to be held mostly in the end of July or the beginning of August.
So, Liseni, for our enthusiastic viewers, could you explain to us what Micromaze is actually?
So in this competition, small robots are competing to solve a maze. That's the main idea of it.
Okay, that's clear, Liseni. So, Shamini, IEEE Robotics Club is a global organization, right? So, what's the benefits of getting the global IEEE membership of Robotics Club?
Yes, IEEE is a global organization, as well as IEEE RS is a global organization, and there are actually multiple benefits you can get by purchasing the membership. Like you can get access to various publications, research publications, the magazines, as well as you can get connected with a wide network of industry professionals. And also there are various like access for IEEE Explore, and as well as for mainly those who are enthusiastic with robots and in the fields of robotics, automation, AI. It's a good experience as well for them to start on with their projects as when they.
Okay, that's great. So, Liseni, how does the club stay updated with the latest advancement in robotics and AI, and how do you integrate these advancements into your projects?
So we collaborate with industry professionals and get their updates on the latest trends. And also, once you purchase the IEEE Global membership, you will be subscribed to the RAS newsletter. So from that as well, we will get insight to new trends.
it's great that you're keeping yourself updated continuously. So, Shamini, as we wrap up, so what advice would you give someone who's interested in robotics but feels intimidated by the complexity in this field?
Yeah, when we say robotics, it feels like rocket science. So it's common that everyone feels like overwhelmed with the subject, but you can start small and then go on by step. Everyone starts as a beginner. So don't get overwhelmed because it's common, but start small and build on one by one. Get connected with your friends, similar minded people, peers, and then you can connect to a community like with ours, and then you can build a network. You can support each other as you go on.
Yes, exactly. One step at a time. So, Lisani, any final words of encouragement or advice that you would give to other students who might be interested in joining the IEEE Robotics Club?
So I invite all the students at IIT to come join us because this is not only an educational experience. This will also be very beneficial for your career, and we have so many projects and workshops happening. So there you can experience teamwork and a lot of other life lessons as well. So we encourage everyone to come and join us. We will update on our socials when we have volunteer callouts.
So on the note of that advice, thank you both Lisani and Shamini for sharing your insights and your experiences with us. So we wish you all the best in your future endeavors and a continuous success for your club. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Cutting Edge 2024. I'm Tehara Sesade. Today we are excited to spotlight one of our university's most impactful club, IIT Toastmasters Club. This club helps students improve their public speaking, leadership and communication skills. Today we have Sabin Hasalanka, the president of IIT Toastmasters Club, and Sarah Rahim, vice president of education. Let's start with the background of the club. Can you tell us about the history of IIT Toastmasters Club? How long has it been active in university?
All right. First of all, thank you very much, Tehara and the Cutting Edge team for giving us this incredible opportunity. It's a great pleasure to be here. And coming back to your question, well, it's a good time to talk about the history of our club because we recently celebrated our 10th anniversary. And that means we chartered our club back in 2014, and ever since it's been supportive. It's been supporting the IIT students to turn into their better versions, right? If I put it that way. And also, not to mention, we also celebrated our 300th educational meeting back in last year, somewhere around this time. So yeah. IIT Toastmasters has been around for some time, almost more than a decade now, yes.
Sarah, how often do you hold meetings and what usually happens during that meetings?
Well, thank you, Tehara and the Cutting Edge, committee for taking us in and, helping us, letting us, talk about our club. Coming back to your question again, our club compared to other clubs, since it's a university club, it holds meetings every 4 times a month.
other clubs would usually hold it twice a month. We hold it 4 times a month. So I think we have an advantage over here. We have the networking thing. So people get to know everyone, and get closer to them. And regarding what we do during our meetings is like a lot of variety within it. People get to enjoy it a lot. So let me just go over the basic structure of it firstly. We have round robin sessions, that is warm-up sessions, it's like before a race. And then we have our prepared speech sessions, and then table topics where people get to talk impromptu. And then to add more variety towards our meetings, we also have joint meetings where we get to collaborate with other clubs. That is an advantage. We get to know how working environments are. And we also have themed meetings. For example, you can check out our Instagram and LinkedIn pages for our Halloween meetings and our April Fool, Valentine themed meetings. And we have visiting Toastmasters meetings. So basically what I'm trying to say here is we have a lot of variety within our meetings, so members don't get bored at all.
Okay, let's talk about the membership. Can any student at IIT become a member of IIT Toastmasters Club?
Absolutely, Tehara. Anybody can join with us. So generally in our meetings, you will see two groups of people. One of them are the members. So those are the people who've been there for some time, completed the icebreakers, and have taken up the paid membership. And also, you can join with us as a guest for as long as you want without paying a penny, right? In fact, we recommend you join with us as a guest and see if it's really your cup of tea before you commit for the paid membership. And if you fancy taking the membership, IIT sponsors 50%.
Okay. How does being a member of IIT Toastmasters help students to improve their skills?
So basically, Tehara, I'd like to talk about two main aspects here. So first of all, the main one would be networking, like I talked about earlier. IIT Toastmasters Club, basically Toastmasters in general, has a lot of that. So for example, I talked about joint meetings. You get to network with other clubs, working professionals, see how the working environment is basically. You get to talk with people either older or younger than your age. So the networking thing is a lot in here. And the second aspect I would say would be improving your soft skills. So if you were to go into the job market currently, people look out for really unique people who can go out on stage and show that they can manage a lot of things basically on stage, the audience. So your soft skills, your presentation skills, how you talk with other people, that would be another aspect I'd say that would that Toastmasters helps you as a member.
It's impressive how organized and beneficial the club for its members. I heard that Toastmasters Club won the Golden Club Award. Let's talk about that too.
All right. Yes, Tehara, you are right. We recently won the Golden Club Award, and you may wonder what is Golden Club Award, right? So it's a recognition that's given by the District 82 for the Toastmasters Club in the District 82. So they use various criteria to check the performance of the clubs, and they check your performance in terms of education, PR, and membership, and administration, and etc. etc. So a club has to perform well in all of those avenues to earn this award. And IIT Toastmasters has successfully met all of those standards. So we are incredibly proud of this achievement.
What plans do you all have for the growth and improvement of the club?
Regarding the plans that we have for the growth and improvement of our club, so basically what I think here usually, and with my experience as vice president in our club, Toastmasters Club, for a club to improve, we have to first focus on its members. So if you make the members get more exposed, get them to be more confident, the club in turn will have more quality and quantity as well. And another thing is when it comes to the internal structure of Toastmasters, we have something called the executive committee. So we are also planning and already are having committees to help our executive committee, so that basically we would be planning out for the year ahead and make our club, more organized and more structured.
Saminu, is there anything else you'd like to add on?
All right. So I'd say IIT Toastmasters is one of the coolest club in our entire district. So we offer you a forgiving space. Even a complete novice can join with us, make mistakes, and learn from it. And also, you can make meaningful connections while learning and growing yourself. So we welcome all of you with open arms to join with us and achieve your goals while having some fun.
Thank you for joining with us today and sharing insights about the Toastmasters Club. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
When you think of a university, you think of buildings, piles of books, racks, words, numbers, long hallways, and desks. But for us, it's actually a place where we connect with people, with whom we learn and grow together. At Informatics Institute of Technology, we don't always know where we are headed, but we are here to find our paths. With us, more than 3,000 undergraduates across the globe have shared the roofs of IIT. Our degrees are offered from world-renowned universities, University of Westminster and Robert Gordon University.
Informatics Institute of Technology has been delivering British degrees for over 2.5 decades. Our goal has been to produce graduates who are highly skilled, innovative, employable, and who can compete in an international arena. Our curriculum and our lecture panel and the extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities that we provide at IIT facilitate in grooming such graduates. Today our graduates are holding significant positions in the business and in the IT arena.
When I first joined IIT, I was a little persistent whether I could handle the workload, but with the immense support from IIT and the guidance from my lecturers, it was very easy. In the computer science degree, you are given the choice of multimedia, mobile and web development, and games development. I wish to choose game development because it has high promise in the future.
IIT supports not only to excel our studies, it helps to improve our talents and skills. And also we are participating CuttingEdge, Business and IT exhibition and the Stagecraft, the annual talent show, which we can showcase our talent. So I'm really glad to join with IIT because it molds myself to be a better corporate personality.
The best part of this degree program is the one-year industrial placement. So it's basically where all the students who studies at IIT gets the opportunity to work at a certain company where it can be a business or IT organization. And the most important aspect of this internship program is that we get the chance to work with new cutting-edge technology. So when we come back to IIT for our final year, it's like we are fully equipped with knowledge to do our final year project.
At IIT, we revolutionize education. We believe in a wholesome education which molds a student into a responsible and active citizen. Modern lecture halls, computer labs, library, and pool facilities are provided to enrich our curriculum. The life of a student at IIT is filled with a long list of extracurricular activities.
The master's program is able to cater to the rapidly advancing demands in the software industry today. I'm sure the master's program at IIT will help me develop in my career.
I'm a person who constantly wants to improve my skills and knowledge and to differentiate myself from others. So while I was looking for such opportunities, I came across with this program by IIT, MSc in Business Analytics, affiliated to Robert Gordon University, Scotland.
Big data, the latest technology, the biggest wave in the coming IT. Where do you get that in Sri Lanka? How can you learn it? IIT. That is where I found them tying up with Robert Gordon University in UK to offer the best of the courses that you can find in big data. And I'm very proud to say that I made the right choice to do it.
The sports teams of IIT have been playing in national arenas and making the IIT name proud with numerous achievements. We believe these achievements add value to a balanced education that we promote at IIT.
The 4-year degree program I went through at IIT enabled me to be a successful corporate leader, then an entrepreneur. Not only as a product of IIT, but giving back to IIT as a visiting lecturer, I see the support given to the student by the institute and the lecturers to mold them as better personalities who will fit the corporate arena and also to become successful entrepreneurs.
I'm very proud to say that IIT helped me immensely during the past few years to build my business in terms of giving me all the knowledge and the support. And I'm also very thankful to IIT for making me a successful entrepreneur today.
Today I'm a proud graduate. The past 4-year journey at IIT has indeed been a memorable and a wonderful one. IIT has helped myself to achieve extensive heights in both academics and extracurricular activities. The experience and exposure I've gained through all these activities has made myself to achieve a high demand from the industry by the time of my graduation.
Life at IIT is changing every second. You are not the same person you were a moment ago. You are one step ahead in knowledge, experience, and life every second at IIT. Join IIT to find, shape, and lead your future.
Hello ITV viewers. ITV is a specialized video series that we create for the project Cutting Edge. In this video series, we interview many industry experts and also have panel discussions with them. Today, we have 3 such amazing startup founders who are joining us for the segment. Hello to our ITV viewers. ITV is a specialized video series created under the project Cutting Edge, where we have interviews and discussions with industry experts from various different industries. For this segment of ITV, we have brought together 3 successful startup founders who are also students at IIT. We warmly welcome our 3 founders, Mr. Asif Shakur, the CEO and Director of Cloud99X, Mr. Dilshara Hasankar, founder of STEMlink, Mr. Mahima Pereira, founder and director of SMP Holdings. Hi gentlemen, how are you doing today?
All good. All good.
All right, so let's start off with the first question. So I would like to kindly ask you to start off by providing a little bit of background on your startup business. Let's start off with Mr. Asif.
Yeah, so basically Cloud9 offers app development, web development, also UI UX, but normally we mostly focus on Web3 solutions and also blockchain solutions for cryptocurrency users and cryptocurrency applications.
Yeah, so speaking about STEMlink, so the whole team, the founder team comes up from a engineering and marketing background. So as a team, what we decided was, we were pivoting the business towards multiple arenas, and currently at STEMlink, we specialize in 3 domains, and it breaks down to education providing, consultancy, and in-house software development. So we primarily focuses, as a business model, we focuses on education providing and also consultancy, and whatever the in-house softwares that we build back up the whole process that we are doing.
So basically, my company is mainly targeted on designing RC aircraft, which is known as remote control aircraft, to customers all across the country, as well as we target to reach the global market as well. We are also specialize in logo designing as well, logo designing mainly, and also we offer sessions to students who are also interested in aviation to understand the basics of aviation and also get the interest, and also join our club to also experience the art of flying RC aircraft.
Thank you, gentlemen. All 3 of you are founders of very interesting industries, businesses. And so let me ask you this. Why did you start your own company? What was your motivation to start your own business in this environment we live in?
Yep. So the inception of STEMlink was very simple. I mean, we were out of school, and when we were learning at school, we learned the academia, we knew the academic skills, we got the academic knowledge, but we jumped out of the school and we felt like we were nothing. I mean, we had no corporate skills to join any sort of a corporation. And at that sort of point, we realized, okay, we have knowledge in the terms of academic content, and we know how to teach, right? So we combined both of them, and we started tutoring for A-level students. And then we started, self-learning the industry skills, right? We started learning digital marketing, we started learning tech stacks and all. And then we thought, okay, why don't we cater this market? So we started personally tutoring students about programming skills and all. And then we packed them together and we introduced courses. So that is the basic inception point. I mean, we didn't want to start off a big business or anything that we are currently today. But all we needed was to build a certain model where our students can come and take quality education and get themselves educated to get into the corporations as soon as possible. So that is the inception point behind STEMlink.
So yeah, so before I started my own startup, it was about development and freelancing. I used to freelance a lot of projects into similar small related clients. After a few months, I thought, fine, why don't I start my own startup with a team so that I could share my knowledge with people into, first of all, my main idea was freelancing into software projects, blockchain applications, and Web3. Recently, when I incorporated Cloud9, which I found out was we have a huge potential in Sri Lanka when it comes to blockchain and Web3. We had the Polygon event which happened in Dialogue. So throughout, I knew that there's a huge potential and a gap I need to fill in Sri Lanka. So that's one of the main inspirations I got, where I need to start and launch Cloud9 as a blockchain startup company.
Yeah. So basically, I always had the fascination of aviation since I was like 5 years old, and I also had the dream of having my own company by at least 18 years old. So back in like 2020, I was making this RC model aircraft for my personal use, and then some other kids saw that me flying my aircraft, and they also wanted to know how they could get these aircraft. So I decided to sell some of my aircraft for them, and now also I gave them lessons on how to fly these. And this also inspired me to actually start my own business, so in which I could teach kids on how to fly the aircraft and also provide kits for the little kids to learn, as well as now also I incorporated another company which is my best friend's, which is also a logo design company, where we design logos to other customers, and that's why the company is now known as SMB Holdings.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. All three of you have quite a story to tell about your businesses. So I'm going to move into a little bit more of an individual background on all of your businesses. So Asif, you mentioned your work is in Web3 and blockchain services. You did provide us a few insight points. Would you be able to elaborate more on why this particular industry? What's the gap you saw, and how can you improve your business to become a very good business in this particular industry?
First of all, one of the main gaps I saw was the cryptocurrency market, which the cryptocurrency came through blockchain. So my main target was I just need the knowledge on blockchain technology for me to initiate it in Sri Lanka as well. But according to why Web3 and blockchain, the gap that we need to fill in Sri Lanka is that we had Web 1, we had Web 2, now we have Web 3, which is the newer version when it comes to the whole internet scenario. So Web 3 is a decentralized area which is built on specifically on blockchain when it comes to apps and webs. So also I'm an inspired trader. I did trading. I was a part-time trader time back. I did cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also my main focus was Dogecoin. So by trading, I knew that in Sri Lanka, if we can have a blockchain application which can basically secure a lot of people from scams and secure data, that would be more important. So I thought, let's go ahead and start off with Web3 and blockchain. Through Polygon services, we have Tron. So according to those, I thought, fine, let's take the step and go ahead by developing and catering blockchain solutions for Sri Lankan businesses as well. So that was my main motivation towards this sector, and I'm thinking that it's going to be a huge hit in Sri Lanka when it comes to blockchain and Web3 applications. That's what I was.
Thank you, Mr. Asif, on that inspiring words on the blockchain industry right now. So to Mr. Dilshara, in your consultancy domain, you mentioned that you use technological aspects. So would you care to explain on how you use your technological aspects in your day-to-day business runnings?
Yeah, so it happens like this now. Whenever we try to provide consultancy, we need to understand what are the strengths that they have and what sort of weaknesses they are currently having and what sort of points that they need to improve, in particular those weaknesses, and how they can improve them with us, right? So once you scale your business, it comes to a level that daily you get, like 10 to 15 consultancy calls. And then also once you do a certain launch or something, like let's say we have one of our product called Internship Accelerator. So there are around 150 to 200 applications coming daily for like 7 to 8 days. So it's like 1,000+ applications. And reviewing all these applications manually takes a lot of effort. And also we believe, with the current technological context, we do have lots of booming technologies which we can help us out. So what we did was simple. We got large language models, and the agentic behaviors keep on improving. So what we did was we had another engineering panel, a tech lead panel on the other end, who can collect the data and who can build those data files which we can train a large language model. So by putting our own inputs and also by incorporating their knowledge, we built a data set and a specific templates that we can train these large language models, right? So once these large language models have been trained, then we integrated the email services to the language model. So whenever a certain application comes in, those applications are being fed to the large language models. So whenever we are collecting the information for those applications, we ask particular questions where we can understand the students' requirements, and we can understand how we can work out. So all those things are being included in the answer they give. So with that, we try to take those answers to the large language model. It understands our business aspect, and it understands how we can help us out, how we can help them out. So the large language model generates a particular answer for them by mentioning the weaknesses they are having, what they should improve, and how they could improve them with us. And then this goes to a email pipeline where the emails get queued, and we have our manual reviewers who would manually review each of these generated emails, and through that process they have the authority to pass the email to the students. So then they have the call to actions in the email itself, where then they can enroll to any of our consulting programs. So this is one particular example how we use technology in order to make our day-to-day business operation much easier.
All right, that's very inspiring actually to know how education is being evolved around technological aspects these days. So moving on to Mahima, so aeronautical prototyping, it's a very new topic. I'm not sure that a lot of people have heard about it. So what is your inspiration behind building this idea into a business actually?
Yeah, so now basically in Sri Lanka, what I see is that many kids actually into aviation. It's a very unique field. It's expensive. The main problem right currently is that it's an expensive hobby. Currently, my main goal is to make it a cheaper alternative. So what I do is make my own unique designs so that kids could actually fly them. So I make my own personal designs, such as recently I made my own jet airliner, which is currently holding a Sri Lankan record as such. So I had to prototype and design my own systems, as well as also crash many planes I have crashed. So as such, it's a very expensive hobby, but it's encouraging. So it's a very unique hobby in my perspective.
All right, Mahima, that seems really inspiring. I'm pretty sure our viewers think so too. So now moving into a more generalized question. So definitely, startups come with its successes and its problems. It is a highly uncertain business when you have started off. So would you be able to say any problems that you faced that actually helped you to make your business a bit better, or any problems that you conquered, or any problems that brought it down but still it helped you grow? Is there any problems as of that sort that you faced when starting off your business?
Yeah, so thinking about, one of the biggest problems for any startup who's starting to bootstrap the process, right? We have less experience, we are new to this, we are young, and also we have very less cash flow, right? So one of the challenging things being in an early stage startup is it's hard to recruit right talent because you don't have enough cash flow, and then you are inexperienced, and on the other hand side, the cash flow is less. So sustaining that sort of a situation for like 1 year, 1.5 years itself, it was challenging, right? So at that sort of a situation, what we tried to do was, we tried to gain experience, we tried to learn about our market, and we started understanding, we learned it in the hard way. Trying to provide too much solutions by targeting everyone is not the right place to start off, right? So what we started was we were narrowing down our business plan, we were narrowing down our target market, and we narrowed down the target market for a aspect that at one point we were targeting only a particular university, particular crowd. So, and then we started understanding, okay, we are doing this well. We understood the audience, we understand what their pain points are, and we started catering it. And we did it at our best. Perfect. And then we moved on to a different crowd, and that worked out. So that's how we slowly, started off scaling our audiences currently to nationwide, and also we have students currently who are learning with us, who are residing in Australia, Canada, USA, Russia, who are also Sri Lankans. So we had to learn that in the hard way that, it's not about trying to cater everyone, everything, but it's trying to do one thing right at one time.
Right.
When it comes to that, when it comes to what Dishara said, actually we have that same issue as a startup. Our main problem is cash flow. We do have the cash flow issue, and the second thing is talent. Even to be honest, as continuing the same thing which Dishara spoke to me as well in now, is that we have the cash flow issue. The second main thing is the talent. because we are also inexperienced, so we start learning we self-learn. Actually, we self-learn a lot, because as a startup owner, it's not only about knowing the software side, it's about knowing to run the business, it's not knowing about the project management, it's about knowing business analysis. It's a lot. We have to play the whole field here. It's not only about, okay, fine, we just need to develop a software. I'm not only focused on that. We have to do the project management, the business, and even the HR part. Also documentation, because as a startup owner, we have no idea what we are facing in the future, what problems will come. Because through problems, yes, we learn. Through problems, we learn. But in the first years in a startup, it's really hard. We have hardships. But in the second, third years, we can get over it. But we learn a lot. In the first year of starting your own startup, it's an hectic process, because first of all, when we start from even getting a client, how are we going to get a client? It's about, like, as myself, I provide mobile development, web, and basic blockchain. There are clients who really like, okay, fine, I want to develop my own website, also market it, but we don't do digital marketing. So we don't do. So, but one of that reasons, like, we need to learn from ourselves that, okay, we have the skills to cater one side of the market. So we thought, fine, after 1 year, we'll focus on our main own market, which would be blockchain, Web3, and mobile and web development. So that's so we start focusing on that. And also when it comes to documentations, we didn't have much knowledge, because even starting off in a startup, we don't even get that experience on how to start invoicing. We didn't get an idea on invoicing, bookkeeping. Then we have SRS documents, we have PRD documents, but we never had idea, because we never had an idea on the first year. Starting off on the second year, we get a certain idea. After getting short-term clients, we get an idea, fine, this is what we want. This is what we are missing out. And on the second year, we cover up all our mistakes and we bring it forward and correcting everything from documentation, recruitment, and so on. And finally, development of the final product. And actually, we are satisfied with the process we have come along by developing really good solutions to the above clients, who have reached out to us, and we have developed it. We started small, and now we are scaling a bit bigger. So it should not reach the top at once. So sometimes there is a saying that sometimes you should run before you can walk. But it applies to certain aspects. But other than that, it's easier to start small. And also there are enough in Sri Lanka, there are enough of programs which will help you on incubation and accelerator programs. You could join with your own idea and generate your own network. Networking is key, as we all know it. So if you can generate our own network, cash flow won't be a problem. And plus, starting a tech startup, you don't need much of a cash flow, but you'll need a certain limit, so which we can bear personally as well. So yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, like you said, Asif, even for me, when I started my startup, my problem was having a cash flow to start this. Even when I started this startup, I had like around 10,000 rupees with me at the start. So what I did was, so many people were asking for my planes. So what I did, I sold my personal aircraft to them. So I did gain some cash flow as well. So right now, what I'm facing is the lack of raw materials. Currently, I use plywood, balsa, which are very exotic woods, which are very hard to find. Balsa we had to get it from UK and China. We had to get electronics, and these days we are having trouble getting those parts. And even during COVID period actually was the best period for me, because during lockdown I was able to sell many of my aircraft kits, so that kids could actually stay at home and actually make their planes. And through online sessions I was able to communicate with them and also help them build them, it was actually a pleasant experience. And also currently, and also ever since the economy struck down recently, the prices have gone seriously high, and now my market has also gone down for my planes. So currently my planes are currently going as high as 20k, 30k, which is very hard for Sri Lankan economy. So what I'm developing right now is an aircraft which is under 7,000 rupees for kids, so that even they could get into the aviation hobby, and as a cheap alternative. And also it falls under the category where where the Civil Aviation Authority doesn't allow anyone to fly aircraft over 250 grams. So anyone can fly this aircraft because it's less than 250 grams. So those are the risks I'm currently facing.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for those wonderful insights. I'm probably sure our viewers would like to know your hardships that you faced so that they will be better prepared when they start their own businesses. A point that was mentioned mainly through all three of you was networking. So could you give some pointers as to how you networked in your particular industry to gain the people that you have, the sources of funding and everything? How did you actually reach out to these people? How did you communicate with them? Because that's a big problem right now, the communication that our youngsters have. So would you be able to provide some pointers on that particular part?
Sure. So when it comes to networking, because as startup founders, we all have that idea where networking is key in startup areas. So first of all, how I did it was networking. It's not hard, but it's also you need to grab the opportunity in networking. First of all, how I started networking was tech forums and tech communities. Right. So we have enough of tech communities and forums in Sri Lanka where we could just register and we could go and network. Networking doesn't mean that you should just talk with a person who only has your own specific skill. It's about networking with everyone. Even he might be a big-time CEO, a small-time CEO, who's an associate software engineer or a tech lead architect. It's about networking to grab that opportunity to get to know a person and to share your own thoughts, skills, because there are enough of points even we would have talked with people and understood, okay, fine, there are some gaps even we are missing out. I mean, so that we could learn. It's a huge learning opportunity. And also one of the main areas where I networked was tech forums and tech community events in Sri Lanka. There are enough of tech community events happening and it keeps on happening, and it's in high rise as well. So that's one of the areas where I networked. One of the second area is we have accelerators and incubators in Sri Lanka. So as tech startups, we are all aware about incubators and accelerator programs. We could network there itself. So since you have you have rounds into competitions, you can build your own product and take it to the market. It's not about winning in the competition. It's about getting to know what are your skills and what are your areas of expertise lies on. And people will reach out to you. If they know that you're a person with a proper vision, they reach out to you. Have your proper socials up in place. We have your proper Instagram, a proper LinkedIn profile. They will reach out to you. Because of the skill we show in the community, they will reach out to you, say that you're doing a really good job, and they will try to work with us. That's how we get clients as well. So networking is key. It's not about, you don't find your network, even you can stay at home, even network through LinkedIn. It's been done throughout. So networking, that's how I network, basically through lots of competitions and tech forums happen in Sri Lanka. So yeah.
So speaking about networking, I first of all try to figure out, where do we need support, right? So in order to network, I mean, you can't just drop a hi to a person and expect someone to respond to you with something. You need to ask a valuable thing, or you need to ask a specific requirement that you need to cover in your business, right? So we figured out, so as an education technology startup, we needed support with finding students. Then we needed support with getting a solid cash flow or getting investments, and on the other hand side, we needed support with technology, right? So I started STEMlink with two other co-founders, so Udara Tevara Hanadige and Manupa Samarvikram. So what we realized was we three are good at three different aspects, right? So Udara is good at seeking for investments, right? So she seek out to lots of global figures, Sri Lankan major figures, and also she tries to apply for incubators and all, and she tries to take the company brand towards these people and get more exposure towards STEMlink. And what I do is I specialize in finding students or finding learners for STEMlink. So we definitely need to work on that aspect, because end of the day our business model depends mainly on the students who join with us. So we don't need lots of quantity. I mean, quantity is just needed to gain cash flow in short term. But if you can intake right students towards your institution, then you produce right talent. You can produce talented students out from your programs, right? So what we are planning and what we are doing these days is we are trying to get down most talented students towards our programs so that we would have a good end result. And on the other hand side, what Manupa is working on is finding the right technology solutions for all the automations that we need to do in our company. So we try to network currently in these 3 specific aspects, and things are going really great. So very simple, as Asif said, to network, first of all, have a good LinkedIn account, and then learn how to reach out to people. I mean, reaching out to people itself is an art. We need to understand, we need to study about people. We love when people study about us. So same thing happens other way around. When you are asking for someone for support, first of all, make them feel like you know them, and you specifically know what you can get out of them as well. So try to showcase that, and then try to speak to them. And there's a 99% of chance they would reach out back to you with a response that you are expecting. Yeah, that is the key for me.
For me, what I mainly found out was that social media was the best networking platform for me. So anyway, and also that I'm also part of a RC club known as Aerowings, where we actually go to schools and universities and showcase our products, and also give lessons to students on how to create and fly planes. And through those kinds of events, I actually get to showcase my products as well, and also our talent, and also provide my skills and help them also in creating their own products as well. And also I find that also other social media, Instagram is my main social media platform for selling products. Currently, as far as we all know, many students are currently using Instagram also. So, and my SMP Holdings Instagram page is currently having at least like 50 messages from kids per day asking how much is this product, how we can get this, how we can learn. I find that these kinds of these messages actually encourage me to actually enhance my product range as well. And also, for me, that's what networking mainly is, just going to social media and also getting the customers to me. Because anyway, I don't go and get customers to me, because I know currently many students are currently facing this crisis, also this education as well as the economy. So letting the kids who are interested in a hobby to be interested in coming to me as getting my support, I find that as a good networking plan.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for those wonderful advice that you've given our viewers. So I'm going to move into an individual round again. So Mr. Dilshara, so how do you help students gain their dream job? So you say you have a lot of programs. So how do you produce that success rate of making sure each and every student gets their dream job?
Yes, so now basically how currently our business model operates is ideally we would intake a complete beginner into the IT industry, and then we try to groom this person from all the specs that this person needs to land in software engineering internship. And then in final process we have in the process we have programs which teach them basic programming, web development skills, and then we advance them into teaching more advanced stuff like object-oriented programming, data structures, concurrency, multi-threading, all those programming aspects. And also we have more practical aspects like full stack web development using large language models to build intelligent products and all. So with that, then we finally have an intercepting program called Internship Accelerator. So this is the program which enhances their technical knowledge, which gives them all the skills that they need to go for interviews like CV preparation, optimizing their LinkedIn profiles, their GitHub profiles, and also through our programs we build solid products, and we try to build a great product showcase to them and how they can go and present their product, present their projects, present their skills, how you should design your interview answering flow. Everything is covered in this complete process. And that's a well-proven process by now. We have been able to produce interns in all the top companies in Sri Lanka. And very, very recently, we were intaking around like 28 students for this Internship Accelerator program, so which is a very unique program. And then we were able to produce by now in just 3 months, we were able to provide 26 out of 28 students, 26 students have already got internships in major corporations. So that is a well-proven track that we have been following for the last 2.5 years. And what we really do different, we try to provide the education in more sort of a practical and a project-based manner. And when we are teaching, we try to teach things in the motto of learn with a purpose, right? Learning with a purpose. It's not just learning a module. So usually once we go for a general program, what we do is we have a module and we learn that module, and then we try to figure out a project that we can do from this module. What if we can reverse this process? What if we can first of all identify the requirements, right? And then depending on each requirement, we start learning technologies, we start learning concepts that could fulfill the requirement. I mean, this is how all our programs are being arranged, so that every module, every concept that they learn with a purpose. And whenever we are hiring tutors, we try to hire tutors who can connect with students, not to just deliver content. I mean, that is hard. Hiring tutors was the most hardest thing for us at the moment, but yeah, we are doing well. So that is what we are doing different at STEMlink.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Deshara. So, Mr. Mahima, the question for you is, what sort of tools and technologies do you use in your development of model aircrafts?
Yeah, so there are many tools which I use currently for designing an aircraft, like getting the wingspan, a fuselage. There are many online tools also which I use personally, known as the RC airplane calculator, which is available, and also eCalc, which is used to get the perfect CG of an aircraft, mainly the center of gravity of an aircraft. And also I also use it's a RC CAD. It's also a design tool where you can also design your plane in a 3D format, and also get learn how it actually flies before actually creating the demo model of it. And also sometimes I actually use a simulator, an RC simulator, where I used to train kids, where they, before flying a real aircraft, they actually get to fly the plane on a computer using the transmitter itself. And before flying the real aircraft, that is actually a very good experience for them.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mahima. And then for Mr. Asif, what distinguishes your blockchain solutions from the other solutions that's currently available in the market? How do you make sure that the products that you put out are very unique compared to all the other solutions that's there?
Yeah. So basically, blockchain concept was there since cryptocurrency was introduced. But mainly our product, the product that Cloud99 offers is something called Crypto Labs. It's a platform where cryptocurrency users can log in, use our own unique algorithm, which is built through Python script and data modeling, which analyzes your own market in a technical analysis platform, where normally as a trader, if you want to enter a market, you need to basically do something called manual technical analysis, but this one automates the process. So it basically, we have two running models which scans the market and gives out proper technical indications. In the market, there are enough of technical patterns out there, and also it automates that process. The second main feature which uniquely we identify is a model specifically gets all the data in real time through basically Yahoo Finance, you have CoinMarketCap, you have TradingView. It gets through the through fast APIs and all these technologies, we get it into real-time application solutioning, and it analyzes the market into proper buy and sell points. So if you are a new beginner, if you have a problem in, okay fine, where am I going to properly invest in a market, where am I going to buy the relevant cryptocurrency, and where I'm going to sell it. Our platform basically gives a unique solution, like 15 features built in one, where it provides buy and sell points in a market, and also it automates where the process of support and resistance. Also we have our own chart pattern. You don't need to visit all the other charts. We have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Doge, we have about 350 cryptocurrency markets out there. Our software automates everything into buy and sell and unique market recognitions and market outputs. It gives the proper variables and proper data out there. That is the product, SaaS product that we are offering through a process that we are still on development, and we are on the process of launching a beta version for testing purposes. We have already talked partnerships with upcoming institutions where they focus on blockchain and Web3 solutions. So we are trying to launch it to students free of charge so that they can use the system and let us know feedback. That's what's more important. We need feedback. And mostly we are also focused on blockchain solutions into health categories and also automating account books into blockchain systems. So all the files and accounting data all will be in a blockchain system where it will be basically accessible into people, but only specified people who can access it will have basic admin access and privileges for you to access your own data. Everything will be running through a blockchain scheme. And also talking about my previous idea on Crypto Labs, which is the cryptocurrency marketplace where you can buy and sell. Also, we are planning to launch a beta version. After the beta version is released, we are planning to automate it to a mobile application where you can link not only cryptocurrency, you can link local stock markets like Sampath Bank, and also we can also link local international forex markets as well. So that's one of the main unique features that we are talking about.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, on all the insights that you've provided about each of your individual businesses and industries. So another point that we need to acknowledge is that all three of you are currently university students. So you guys are currently studying at IIT itself. So would you be able to just tell the level of study and what's your degree? Let's start with Mr. Asif.
Yeah. So I'm a level 6 student. That means I'm a 4th year student at IIT. I'm following the degree scheme of software engineering. That's my main scheme, which I'm focusing on basically full software engineering degree.
Yeah, I'm in 3rd year. So end of 3rd year, transition into 4th year. And yeah, I'm also following the software engineering bachelor's.
Yeah, I'm currently a level 6 student, also following in the 4th year. I'm studying business information systems and currently graduating this year.
Thank you. So all three of you started this business when you guys were in uni itself. So how did you take it on balancing uni and a startup at the same time? How was that going on for all three of you? So let's start with Mr. Asif. Share your experience.
Yeah, according to that, it's a long process. Having your own startup and doing your own degree is challenging enough. So we have enough of models that we need to study. We have ICTs, we have submissions going on. On the process of that, we have to focus on our startup because we can't let that fall as well because we brought it and we can't take a step back. So managing that was a hectic job, yes. So I have had client meetings aligning with exam dates and client production meetings with aligning. Next day was my ICT. I had a production meeting and a demo day before that. So it was super hectic. So we learn a lot from that also by management. We learn something called company management through that, how to manage all of your work. So it's about mixing your personal life, your whole personal life and your work life together. So university might be a personal life, but it transfers to a professional life as well. But startup is our professional life. So merging those two is a bit hectic, but there are days that we have had sleepless nights because we had to deliver a product to a client on time. And meanwhile, I need to focus on my final year as well. So currently this year I'm graduating. I'm done with my 4th year degree, but we also had a project called FIP, which is known as a final year project, which is happening at IIT. So in the degree forum at 4th year, it has been a super hectic year, focusing multiple projects, aligning with submissions from our 4th year. So we had enough of submissions from proposal submissions, SRS, final year project, and we have had our final Viva. So next day, so on the same day of my final Viva, I had enough of client meetings which I need to cancel, and I need to postpone it to the next following day. And I have had meetings and software prototype demonstrations happening on the previous day of the Viva. So I need to focus on that as well as on my final year Viva. So it has been super hectic, but somehow I managed to pull it off by focusing on my startup, and also not only my startup. Under my startup, we have a SaaS product, which is Crypto Labs, as I mentioned. We had to run that as well. So it's been also it's also been on an accelerator program. So I need to focus on that, on my other clients, as well as my final year, because final year is very crucial for everyone, as we know it as well. And it's been really hard, but at the end of the day, it's about sleepless nights, focus, and at the end, I pull it off on my own, focusing on my startup and also focusing on my degree and passing the final year. So it's been a hectic year.
Yeah. So I think all the things he said was correct, and yeah, I'm still about to step into 4th year, so maybe I don't have experience with the complexities what happens in the 4th year. But speaking about the last 2 years, so what I had to face was I had startup from one end, and then I had to take care of Code Sprint, a huge event that I was running by my end and with my team, and also then I had to manage my studies. So I think we had a small advantage over both of these two. Mainly I think over Asif was that we are a product company, right? So we decide the deadlines, we decide the launches, and we decide when things are happening and how. So we had that flexibility of aligning things in the times that we are okay to go ahead with, and whenever we are stuck with certain things, we had the flexibility into shift things in the way that we want. So I think that in that point we had an advantage, right? Because we are not stuck with any of those clients or sort of stuff. But yes, other than that, we also faced all these challenges. All my team were undergraduates, Manupa, Udara, so we all had to go through the same process. So submissions and everything was there, and on top of that there was C++, everything. But I think it comes to the point where you start understanding your startup as your hobby, or you start seeing your startup as something you love to do, right? So that never brings you additional pressure if you start to see it like your life. I mean, at some point you start understanding that the work-life balance doesn't really exist, right? What you see as life, if you can do the same thing at work, and what you see at work, if you can do the same thing at life, so work-life becomes an overlapping thing, right? So if you see your work as work, and if you distinct your life as life, that is where you try to speak about work-life balance. But here what happens is, we see whatever we do as a part of our life, the startup as a part of our life. So I think the startup didn't add any of the additional pressure for us, right? And academics haven't been much tough, not because I'm smart or anything, but look, I was well planned with all the academia that I'm following. So whenever I'm starting a certain year, let's say when I'm starting the 2nd year, I have already covered like 90% of content what I'm gonna face in the 2nd year. So I had that opportunity of sometimes not going through additional pressure that other students go through. Same happened in the 1st year. And the best part is, since I'm also working as a tutor at STEMLink, we get to teach students the same concepts, right? So once you tutor the concepts that you are learning, that becomes a part of you, and you don't have to anymore memorize the same thing again. So I think in those sort of aspects, I had a sort of advantage. And honestly, startup never added additional pressure on me or on my team. But yes, there are lots of sleepless nights, and there are lots of commitment.
Yeah, totally agree with you too. Also, many sleepless nights, especially during the exam days, where studying constantly, and the next day I have order to send out. It was a very hectic time. I even remember one time where even during the FYP, I had an order of like 2 planes which I had to complete within 1 day and send it out the next day. I had the submission also on that same day, and it was a very hectic day. It was I had to stay awake till 3 a.m. It was a mess, but anyway somehow I was able to submit and somehow pass the module. But anyway, during the COVID period, it was actually a very relaxed time for me. I was getting around 1 order per week, so it was very easy. And also, since our courses are mainly online, so during that time it was not much of a headache for me. So it was a very easy time during COVID period. But after, when we came to 3rd year, we went to internships and final year, it was a very hectic and tiresome time.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I understand how much you must have gone through parallelly balancing your startup as well as your studies at IIT. So we have moved to our final segment, just the last question of our segment for today. So in one sentence, what advice would you give to a future startup business founder? one sentence. Let's start off with Mr. Asif.
Never give up.
That's great advice. Mr. Dilshara.
What I could say is, try to sustain in your business for some time and see how it works out. Nothing comes at once. Let it give some time. Learn, get experience, understand the process, understand your target market, and then deliver. Things should definitely work out.
Thank you, Mr. Dilshara. And Mr. Mahima.
What I had to say, and which I say to everyone, is nothing is impossible as long as you put your heart and mind into it.
Thank you, Mr. Mahima. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming today to Cutting Edge, especially for a segment in iTV. Thank you so much for the time, and I hope our viewers have learned a lot about how to start up a business and take your advice into consideration when they are starting up their own as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, and thank you for the viewers of iTV, also for logging in and checking out our segment on our 3 amazing startup founders from IIT. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gaman Vikramasinghe, for having me at this show today. And to all of you all there, I said hi. All right. Okay, now, first of all, I will start with this opening statement of mine. I came and I was up there. And while seated, they said, it's 30 years for IIT. And I suddenly started feeling really old because I joined IIT when it was 5 years into business. So I joined IIT in 1995 and it was called IICS at that time. And I'm just going to share my story and experience at IIT and how it really helped me. So I was very good in school up to grade 11. I did my work very well. I was in the top of my class. And then after grade 11, I started to do a lot of extracurricular activities. A lot of extracurricular activities. And because of that, I could not get into a Sri Lankan university, though I had the capacity and the capability to do so, because I was doing a lot of other activities. And my father, he couldn't afford to really send me abroad as well at that time. And one of my friends came and said, there's a place called IICS, and they do offer a UK degree, and api amuda macha. I didn't know what IICS was at that time, and this was in school. I was in school uniform. And I went home, and my father and my mother were a little bit unhappy because I couldn't get into a Sri Lanka local university. But I said, there's a place called IICS. But things, really turned to be much harder because I wanted to do commerce and business, and they were offering the business degree, and this was the first year, the experimental year. So I was from the first batch of business. And we had a small class of 14 of us, and we are still friends to date. So we were the first experimental guinea pigs, and my father, for some reason, I said, I'm going to try this out, because I went for an open day, and it proved to be very good. And we had a teacher who had come down from UK, from the principal university, and එකපාරටම දැන් මං තාත්තට ගිහිල්ලා කිව්වා තාත්තා එතන ගොඩක් ඉන්නේ උගන්නන්න සුද්දෝ කියලා. So that was the first experience that I had in coming to IIT, and IIT really helped, but then it was our Sri Lankan professors and Sri Lankan tutors who were much, much better than that Suddha, I must say. We learned a lot of them. And then what happened was, I came into IIT, and we didn't have stagecraft at that time. I think stagecraft was born, or stagecraft actually really initiated about 4 years after my stint at IIT. We used to sing in the classrooms and do a lot of things, but I must tell you, this opportunity that you guys have got is golden. As you know, Bhati and Santush, we love art, we are passionate about art, and we took up art as our full-time job. And also, when we got into art and started doing it as our full-time job, we realized that the copyright law in this country literally does not exist because of certain problems. We do have a law on paper, but then it's not enforced. So we were thinking, should we go back to our like our friends did, should we go back to the conventional jobs in the corporates, or should we continue doing this after about 2 years? But because of the education at IIT, which opened our minds, opened us up to this world of new opportunity and showed us the way, one day we thought, okay, we learned something in class. In our second year, we learned how to integrate backwards into our own business. And that backward integration, that was a 1-week module that we learned, and that was an eye-opener for us. And the education suddenly kicked in, and we were like, let's integrate back into our own business, which was arts. So then we started a small company, and we started audio, and then that company grew, and then we went into events, we went into a lot of others, and now I'm proud to say, because of the IIT education, which opened our minds up, we are literally, in terms of the entertainment industry, we are quite a big corporate. We are a group of companies who we give permanent employment to nearly 150 people, and we have another 50 to 60 people who work on contract. And in Sri Lanka, in terms of entertainment, in every nook and corner we are there, and that is because of IIT. I think, Mr. Gamini Vikramasinghe, your great vision at that time, everybody should give him a big round of applause for giving that opportunity for students like us who came from Sri Lankan families, people who served in the government, and people who did honest jobs, who couldn't send their children out. And also people who wanted to keep their children with them in the country and still give an education. This was a golden opportunity for us, and I am one of the first students from when you really executed, or when you really went and implemented your vision. And there are so many of us. Anywhere that you go, in Australia, in so many places, you get top IIT grads doing really well, and every time you meet them, you're like, and the best part of it is, though your paper qualification is from somewhere else, your teachers are from this country, and you're groomed in this country, and you get the opportunity to stay with your friends, your family, and still get that same education and the exposure that you get. And that was a part of our success, and that has been an instrumental part of our success. And to be around for 20 years and to be on top of your game, that's not merely to do with the arts. You need to have a lot of strategy in it as well, and that has really helped us. And thank you very much, IIT, my old teachers from IIT, and Mr. Vikramasinghe, the whole family, and IIT as an institute. I'm really thankful and grateful for that. 20 years ago, I literally passed out of the institute 21 years ago. Now you know how old I am. So 21 years ago, I passed out as a graduate, and that really helped me and Santosh to really grow as a business, as an entity, and as two artists.
Hi, welcome to another segment of iTV on Cutting Edge 2024. For the show, we have one of the most dynamic clubs of IIT, the IEEE Computer Society of IIT. Joining us today are Mr. Tharindu Edrasinghe, the president of the club, and Chaturtha Devyangi, the secretary of the club. Let's start from the beginning. Can you tell us a bit about the history of IEEE Computer Society? Where and how and when did it all start?
Yeah, sure. IEEE Computer Society Student Branch Chapter of IIT started at 2017. The reason for this is, at that time at IIT there wasn't any professional computer society. So as help for the undergraduates to grow their technical knowledge, we started our IIT Computer Society Student Branch Chapter of IIT to help our undergraduates gain more technical knowledge and improve themselves.
Okay, that's impressive. Seeing how and why the club was started and looking at its state now, that's really great. So, what was the initial vision behind forming the club, and how has that vision evolved over the years?
Okay, so our initial vision is to improve technological knowledge of IITians, and we have conducted many workshops and events. So to improve knowledge of like technical knowledge of IITians, that's how we did.
All right, so that is really great vision, and I'm pretty sure it has impacted the students and industry even in a positive way. So let's move on to the motive and goals of the IEEE Computer Society of IIT. So what motivates the club and its members? What are the goals that keep the club going?
Yeah, sure. As I said before, the reason for starting the club is to give undergraduates knowledge of current tech trends and technical knowledge. So even today, what motivates us to keep going is seeing our undergraduates learning something beyond what they learn in the university and gaining knowledge on current tech trends. And not only that, they are developing skills to improve their career life. So that's what motivates us to keep going.
That's really great, seeing how the undergraduates involve themselves in the club to impact both the community and themselves. So how do you ensure that these activities align with these goals?
The way we ensure is in order to give more insight for the current tech trends and give knowledge about technical knowledge is we do some workshops and sessions joining with Microsoft student ambassadors, Postman Learn ambassadors and such. We develop a huge technical community inside IIT as IEEE Computer Society. So that's how we give technical knowledge to the undergraduates, and also for the career skills, we conduct workshops like how to build a CV and how to face interviews and such. So that's how we give career ideas to the career skills to our undergraduates members. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so thoughtful of the standing committee to go to this extent to organize events that impact industry and the students as well. So yeah. So I would say the IEEE Computer Society has a significant presence on the campus, right? So how do you believe the club influences the students of IIT?
We believe we influence multiple IIT students to improve themselves. As an example, recently we did our IndustPro 3.0 event. In that, we teach students how to get an internship. So how to face interviews, how to create a CV and such. So in that, I believe multiple second year students secure their internships by joining the IndustPro 3.0 event. And not only that, in IndustPro 3.0, we also help first year students to get a summer internship at their 6-month vacation. So so we believe doing that we help a lot of IIT students, and not only IIT students but also university undergraduates around Sri Lanka.
Oh wow, that is really great how the club influences the student community, and seeing the club influencing students from other universities as well is really great. And how you also get summer internships for the first years, that's actually really great. So you said you just hosted your flagship event called IndusPro 3, right? So can you elaborate what it's about, the challenges faced, and how the delegates actually get impacted by the event?
Okay, so we had 4 phases in IndusPro. First one is for CV building workshop. Then the next one is a open source workshop, and next we had a summer internship workshop, and so on. So then you asked me what are the challenges we faced. So one of the main challenges we faced was we had an overwhelming amount of responses from IITians and also outside of IIT. So, but we had a limited space to conduct the event, so we had to filter those participants, and it was a really difficult task for us to do.
Okay, that sounds like a very good opportunity for the students to get a glimpse into the industry, and also how you help them like make CVs, especially for the first years. It should be really helpful. Okay, so how do you plan, like looking ahead, how do you plan like to improve the club?
Yeah, sure. So what we are planning to do on the future endeavors is that there are multiple new students at IIT. So we are going to do some online sessions, to grow our online presence and let them know we are existing here. And also we hope our future committee will continue what we do and create much more greater events and hackathons to help IITians.
All right, nice. We wish you all the very best on your future endeavors. And how do you envision the club growing like in the next few years?
So since our club is the largest largest student-run chapter of IEEE, so we hope our next committees also do better workshops and events and improve the growth of our club.
All right. So yeah, that's very insightful, getting to know the behind the scenes of one of the most biggest tech clubs of IIT. So it's been wonderful having both of you on the show today. Before we wrap up, do you have anything to say to the students or like our viewers?
Yeah, sure. If you want to grow your technical knowledge, come join us. We are always at IIT. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, and that's all for now. Stay tuned for more from Cutting Edge. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Ifat Salim, and I'm thrilled to be here joined by Vinuja from the Entrepreneurship Society of IIT. To start, could you please introduce yourself and about the club?
I'm Vinuja from Entrepreneur Club at IIT, and my part is mostly organizing the events and doing the marketing things in the events, and yeah.
That sounds interesting. Could you give me an overview of the Entrepreneurship Society and its role?
Yeah, the vision of our society is to empower young entrepreneurs to get their ideas to an actual business. So we do various of projects to make that happen.
Okay, that sounds like a vibrant community. What type of events and activities does your club organize?
To empower them through network, we have various network sessions such as She Sparks, and also we had this series of events where we invite successful entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka to talk with us, talk with the members, and share their experience, what they think about
and what they are experienced in the field, such as the founder of Pygmy and various other successful entrepreneurs.
That's impressive. How does the society support students who want to change their idea from concept to reality?
Yeah, so we have events like Makers Munch, where our members get to set up their own stalls and introduce their products to the whole IIT community. So where they can sell their products, and also they can get experience in marketing and public speaking as well. So there they get to interact with the upper management of the IIT as well.
Speaking of connections, how does the society facilitate networking among its members and with external professionals?
We have regular networking sessions where we do some cool things to interact, and ice-breaking sessions, and also we have these series where we invite successful entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka to speak to us and share their experience.
That's an interesting approach. So how do you measure the success and impact of the society's activities?
Mostly how we measure the success of our community and our society is by measuring how much funding we got throughout the year, and also we have some members who are doing successful businesses which empowered by our events. So that's how we mostly do it.
That's lovely to hear. So can you share some of the challenges your club faces and how you plan on overcoming them?
Challenges, mostly our challenge is to get to people to interact with us, because they are busy with their academic, they are focused on their academics, so they don't have much time to interact with our events. So how we overcome that is we are trying to do online sessions, online meetings, and also online events, so they can join from anywhere. And also one of the other challenges is because we are a new community, new society, we don't have much reach yet. So we are trying to expand our reach, do new marketing things.
That sounds like a lovely plan. Like, what are the exciting plans and goals you'll have for the future?
For the future, we are trying to grow as a society, because we are, as I said, because we are a new society, we are trying to grow as a society and focus on our marketing, and we have some exciting events coming up as well.
That sounds very promising. So before we wrap up, is there any advice you would give ones who want to join the Entrepreneurship Club?
I would say most people are trying to focus on building a successful product at first, focusing a perfect product at first. But I think if they can focus on building a toy version of their idea, like MVP version of their idea, and get it out in the world, that would get their idea to a better place. And also for that, we have all the tools and resources they need at Entrepreneur Club at IIT. So I welcome everyone to join our community.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for your insights and sharing the amazing work that the Entrepreneurship Society is doing. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
joining us as our secretary. And finally, we have Complementary joining really appreciate that, Pavel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for
Did you really think I just forgive and forget?
කොතනක දැන් බලාවිදෝ දිවිය පුරාම ඔබ රකිමි මනුදම් ගුණදම් කියා දෙමි Come on sing ඔබ මගේමයි මා ඔබෙමයි සසර පුරා ඔබ සිටිනතු Sing it God heaven and Give it up for Tulare. Okay, හැමෝම දන්න සීදුවක් අපිට කියමු. Isorin barang kurang kumurung atau isorin barang Laporan dorang warang arang ina rata-rantorang Isorin barang kurang kumurung atau isorin barang Laporan dorang warang arang ina rata-rantorang Vapagawa rajadane dangakariye Kita tama nubagawa tamanadari Vapagawa rajadane dangakariye Kita tama nubagawa tamanadari Tensionone wasku amagerde Tekka mame tekka nanda kenki aikase Tensionone wasku amagerde Mame, take an and I can't be like I'm there. Oh, Syria, we see for Ghana, Violade, Gambare, Kamagana, Adolade. Syria, we see for Ghana, Violade, Gambare, Kamagana, Adolade. Tensionone, wasku amagerde Tekka mame, tekka nanda kenki aikate Tensionone, wasku amagerde Tekka mame, tekka nanda kenki aikate Okay, natana kollanda meka apeng Aige wanne salli Ona leda konda venawa punna gotta malli Romania කොත්තමල්ලි මොකටද විස්කි බ්‍රැන්ඩි බොමු අපි කොත්තමල්ලි ඔන්න එපා විස්කි බ්‍රැන්ඩි මල්ලි නම කොත්තමල්ලි ඔයලේ අපට කීන විස්කි කොත්තමල්ලි මේ පුංචි කාලේ පොඩි උමක් හැදුන වේවි තපතක් වෙනවා අම්මා කොත්තමල්ලි මෙව්ව කාලේ පිට හැදුන හැම ලෙඩටම අම්මා දුන්න එකම බෙහෙත කොත්තමල්ලි දෙන්න නෙත්වා Okay, තව ඕනද කොල්ලෝනේ? දෙන්න පුතා 1 2 3 4 Good night. Thank you, buddy.
Hot Dog Showdown 2019.
I think it's good. The Rotaract Club of IIT has done a great job. And I think it's good because the youth, the youngsters, they all get together, organize these things. And you can see a lot of them here. And I think it's a good place for them to hang around. So I think it's really good. I really like the idea.
Hello everyone, good evening, and that wraps up of our days in ITV exclusive of the amazing conversations we had on technology, innovation, and also the team behind doing all this tireless work of making Cutting Edge 2024 a success.
So we hope to see you on the 9th of July at BMICH. So come witness all of these amazing work that has been done by the team. So see you at Cutting Edge 2024 at BMICH on the 9th of July.
I'm Afreen, signing off.
And I'm Amira. Thank you.